Sun-grown trichome, the root of all flavor. They said you can't mix science, soil, and swagger. He said, watch me. Meet sun-grown trichome, the philosopher farmer, the man who turned photosynthesis into profit. He don't chase trends, he cultivates them. Every leaf, a labor of love. Every puff, a little enlightenment. Introducing the root of all flavor, TM. Part art, part hustle, all heart. Hand-harvested, sun-blessed. Guaranteed to make you breathe deeper and think slower. Patience ain't a virtue, it's a process. He's the godfather of the greenhouse, the horticultural Houdini, the man who taught nature how to mind its business. Sun-grown trichome, the root of all flavor. Grown honest, rolled legendary.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
The Chicago Torture King. The Murder of William Action Jackson. A Pizzaverse Studios documentary. A Palermo Productions original. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent D'Aprio. Chicago. A city of steel, smoke, and shadows. By the middle of the 20th century, it had already earned a reputation as the most ruthless underworld in America. Al Capone had come and gone. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre had faded into legend. But the criminal empire Capone helped build never truly disappeared. It simply changed hands. Behind the restaurants, the labor unions, the gambling parlors, and the nightclubs operated one of the most powerful organized crime syndicates in the United States. The Chicago Outfit. Unlike the Five Families of New York, the outfit was different. It was looser, more pragmatic, and often far more violent. It wasn't bound by the strict traditions of Sicily. It was built on business. And in Chicago's criminal world, business meant gambling, loan sharking, labor racketeering, and control over millions of dollars flowing through the city every week. At the top of this empire were powerful men like Tony Accardo, Sam Giancana, and Paul Ricca. But beneath them operated a network of crews and enforcers who kept the machine running. Some were businessmen. Some were killers. And some were something much darker. One of those men was Mad Sam DeStefano, a man whose reputation would become legendary even among hardened gangsters. But before we get to him, we have to talk about the man whose death would expose the terrifying brutality hiding inside the Chicago outfit. A massive enforcer known on the streets as William Action Jackson. The enforcer. William Jackson wasn't a mob boss. He wasn't a strategist. He wasn't even particularly smart. But he was big. Very big. Over 6 feet tall and weighing more than 300 pounds. On the streets of Chicago, his size alone made him intimidating. Jackson had spent time in prison in the early 1950s. When he got out, he drifted into the orbit of the Chicago outfit, eventually working as a collector in the organization's lucrative loan sharking operation. In mob slang, collectors were sometimes called action men. They collected the interest payments, the juice, from gamblers and businessmen who had borrowed money from the mob. And if someone didn't pay, that's where Jackson came in. His job was simple. Show up, scare the debtor, and make sure the money came in on time. Jackson worked under Sam DeStefano, a man who ran one of the outfit's most profitable loan shark operations. And for a while, Jackson did his job well. But in the mob world, loyalty isn't measured in years. It's measured in trust. And once that trust disappears, so do you.
This Easter, don't bring another grocery store dessert. Bring something dangerous. Introducing Bambi's Sugar Syndicate Easter Collection. 5 handcrafted gourmet fudge squares. 2 pounds of soft melt-in-your-mouth authority. Pastel swirl, white chocolate. Smooth, creamy, spring in every bite. Cookies and cream, bunny dirt. Rich, crunchy, unapologetic. Malted chocolate nest. Old school sweetness with a crunch that hits back. Carrot cake. Cream cheese. Warm spice. Toasted walnut. Silk finish. Lemon coconut spring. Bright, smooth. Finished with toasted coconut. Every square cut thick. Every flavor layered. Every bite syndicate approved. Wrapped in pastel elegance. Finished with gold detail. Limited Easter drop. 2 full pounds, $50 per box. Because Easter baskets are cute. But power? Power comes in fudge form. Bambi's Sugar Syndicate. Sweet, soft, syndicate approved. Limited quantities. When it's gone, it's gone.
Mad Sam. Sam DeStefano was not like other mobsters. Most organized crime figures believed in efficiency. If someone needed to be killed, they were shot quickly and quietly. But DeStefano enjoyed cruelty. Even hardened mobsters found him disturbing. He was known for violent outbursts, sadistic behavior, and bizarre torture rituals that shocked even fellow gangsters. FBI agent William Romer, who spent years investigating the Chicago outfit, later described DeStefano as the most dangerous torture killer in the history of American organized crime. Stories about DeStefano circulated constantly. He allegedly forced his own wife to play Russian roulette. He beat victims while laughing. And he reportedly maintained torture locations where suspected informants were interrogated. Yet despite his reputation, the outfit tolerated him. Because he made money. A lot of money. Loan sharking operations under DeStefano generated enormous profits. And as long as the money kept flowing, the bosses looked the other way. But eventually, something happened that even the outfit couldn't ignore. In 1960, federal investigators had begun increasing pressure on the Chicago outfit. The FBI was aggressively searching for informants inside organized crime. And one of the people they approached was William Jackson. Agent William Romer later claimed that the FBI attempted to recruit Jackson as a cooperating witness. Whether Jackson actually agreed remains unclear. But rumors began spreading inside the outfit. Someone said Jackson had been seen talking with federal agents. Someone else claimed he was trying to make a deal to avoid prison. In the mob world, rumors can be deadly, because the accusation of being an informant doesn't require proof. All it requires is suspicion. And once suspicion reaches the wrong ears, there is no going back. Those rumors eventually reached Mad Sam DeStefano. And once DeStefano heard them, Jackson's fate was sealed. The disappearance. In August 1961, William Action Jackson vanished. No warning. No goodbye. Just gone. Witnesses later suggested that members of the outfit had taken Jackson for a ride, the classic mob method of bringing someone to a private location where they could be questioned. Jackson was reportedly taken to a location connected to DeStefano's operations. What happened next would become one of the most brutal killings ever attributed to organized crime in Chicago. For 3 days, Jackson was tortured, beaten, burned, stabbed, shocked with electricity, interrogated repeatedly about whether he had spoken to the FBI. Investigators later concluded that Jackson suffered injuries that suggested prolonged abuse and interrogation. Despite the torture, he reportedly continued insisting that he was not an informant. But by that point, the truth no longer mattered. The body. On August 12, 1961, Chicago police discovered William Jackson's body in the trunk of his car on Lower Wacker Drive. The condition of the body shocked investigators. Jackson had been beaten severely. He had burn marks, broken bones, evidence of prolonged torture. For detectives who had spent years investigating mob murders, this one stood out. It wasn't a professional hit. It was something else entirely. Something darker. Something sadistic. But proving exactly who was responsible proved difficult. Everyone knew the rumors. Everyone suspected DeStefano. But the outfit operated with extreme discipline. Witnesses stayed silent. Evidence disappeared. And once again, the mob walked away. No convictions. No arrests. Just another body in Chicago. Too crazy for the mob. Even within organized crime, there are limits. The outfit had always tolerated violence. But DeStefano's behavior began to worry leadership. He attracted attention. Law enforcement pressure increased. And inside the organization, some mobsters feared that his unpredictable behavior could bring dangerous scrutiny. Eventually, the bosses decided that Mad Sam had become a liability. In 1973, he was lured into a garage. Moments later, gunshots echoed through the building. Sam DeStefano was dead. The Chicago outfit had eliminated one of its own. The torturer had finally met his end. William Action Jackson remains one of the most tragic figures in Chicago's criminal history. A man caught between loyalty and suspicion. A man whose final days exposed the terrifying brutality that sometimes lurked beneath organized crime's polished surface. His death remains a chilling reminder that in the world of organized crime, justice is rarely clean, and mercy is almost never given. The story of William Jackson and Sam DeStefano is not just a tale of violence. It is a window into the darker side of the American mafia. A world where power, money, and fear shaped the streets of Chicago for decades. And where sometimes the monsters weren't the ones hiding from the law. They were the ones running the business. Thank you for watching this Pizzaverse Studios documentary. If you enjoy deep dives into the history of organized crime, make sure to follow Pizzaverse Studios and Palermo Productions for more cinematic mob stories and historical investigations. Credits: Pizzaverse Studios, a Palermo Productions documentary. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent DiPrio. Executive production, Pizzaverse Studios. Special thanks, the Pizzaverse community. Chicago, a city built on power, money, and fear. For decades, the Chicago outfit ruled the streets like kings. Gambling, labor unions, Las Vegas. Millions of dollars flowing through a criminal empire that seemed untouchable. But beneath the money, beneath the business, there was something darker, something hidden, something the outfit never wanted the world to see. Because behind closed doors in the suburb of Cicero, there were rooms. Rooms where people disappeared. Rooms where screams echoed through the night. Rooms where suspected informants were taken and rarely walked out alive. At the center of those stories was one man, a mob enforcer whose reputation terrified even his own allies. Mad Sam DeStefano. Loan shark. Interrogator. Sadist. A man who turned torture into a method of investigation and pain into a weapon. Federal agents who investigated the Chicago outfit would later describe him as one of the most dangerous criminals they had ever encountered. A man whose cruelty shocked even hardened gangsters. But the truth about those chambers has remained buried for decades. Until now. Through FBI records, police files, and the testimony of investigators who spent their lives chasing the outfit. This documentary reveals the terrifying story behind one of the darkest chapters in organized crime history. The torture chambers of Cicero. The victims. The killers. And the mob empire that allowed it to happen. Because sometimes, the scariest stories about organized crime aren't the shootings. They're the rooms no one talks about, and the screams no one heard. The torture chambers of Cicero. A Pizzaverse Studios documentary. A Palermo Productions original. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent DiPrio. Coming soon.
Smoke in the sky again, so I'm getting high again. Take take another hit to the diaphragm. I never drew the diagram, how to deal with this shit, so I still and lie again. Whoa, you're my dream, you're my nightmare. Life is a bitch, she don't fight fair. Leave you right there, I was hoping that you'd notice my despair. Run away from the pain, I don't care. Cause first day in sight, the violence turn around, and then day in fight, the silence burn it down. And I think I need some guidance. The kids don't stand a chance. No, the kids don't stand a chance. Old man trouble back again, fucking up my plans. Like oh no, I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, old man trouble back again, thought I had the upper hand. Oh no, I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, this cycle is repetitive. Sex, rock and roll, sedatives. Degenerates need medicine, spend money for the hell of it. I don't give a fuck, but they selling like I'm celibate. No, and I know I'm a piece of shit. Should've learned by now, peace needed quick or a piece of it. In school they ain't teaching it. Each of us trying to find release, but it seems a bit slow.